Hi, Missy K here on the Book Fix. Today my review is of Prospero Regained by Jagi Lamplighter. This is going to be a bit of a hard review for me to do because I loved the first book and I loved the second book. And this is the conclusion of the series. It's not very good. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that the writing went down in quality, although I would say that for some reason it seemed like the editing went down in quality. There were just several typos that weren't caught, and I didn't really notice that in the first couple volumes. But that's beside the point because it really wasn't very many, and there are much larger issues here. So it wasn't that the writing went down in quality, and it wasn't that the plotting wasn't good, because everything made sense. Everything led to another thing that led to the conclusion. But there were issues. First of all, the biggest issue, and there are going to be spoilers here because you can't not talk about this. The biggest issue is that the airy spirits that the Prospero family have held in captivity for so many years, it was a thing that was portrayed as maybe not the best thing that they were doing, but it was necessary for the good of mankind, because the spirits would go crazy and cause giant windstorms and kill people all the time. So it was for the good of mankind that the airy spirits were in captivity, and the idea was that they were trying to help the airy spirits to gain souls so that they would realize that it was a bad thing to kill people. And it's shown that Mab has grown a soul. And at the beginning, when you first learn this, you think, oh, well, it's because he spent time in a human body and has lived as a human, and so he understands that humans are things, they're beings to be preserved. But at the end, it kind of makes the captivity portion of it, the servitude portion of it, to be the good thing, the thing that's causing them to gain souls. And that feels gross. It sounds like an apology for slavery from the early 1800s. Like, oh, well, we have to enslave them for their own good because they wouldn't be able to be productive members of society without our help. It's icky. I don't like it. So, other issues. It was very explainy, especially at the end. There were huge info dumps. I mean, it's basically Prospero's question time, Prospero's Q&A session, and he just tells everyone the things that they want to particularly know. So that was annoying. Throughout the series, the author had been very good at kind of slowly doling things out, and all of a sudden it was just, oh, here's everything. So kind of left me with a bad taste in my mouth. And then finally, like throughout the first two books, I kind of held out hope that Miranda was going to realize that Mab was right there, and Mab is awesome, and this Astraeus guy, you don't even really know him, and you fell in love over the course of one evening hundreds of years ago. I have a very low tolerance for, love at first sight, that kind of stuff. And so it was very like old-fashioned epic romance. Oh, we saw each other across the room and we know that we will love that person forever. And I just don't believe in that. So I was really hoping that she would choose Mab, and then throughout the course of this book, I realized that no, she's not going to, and yeah, so that was personally annoying to me. Others may not feel that way, and honestly, if Miranda didn't want to fall in love with anyone, if she didn't, whatever, that would be fine. But I just, whatever, the Estrellas guy is boring. He's boring to me. So, although I can recommend the series as a whole, and obviously if you start the series, you're going to want to finish it, this book is not as good as the others, and it was definitely disappointing in several ways.